All right, guys, let's do this. Welcome back. I really dig this live streaming stuff, no joke. The project that I've got kind of lined up tonight is going to be looking at these crusty old side covers, all right? We are going to try and clean these things up. Got some hot soapy water here. Got to turn my monitor down. That's going to be nice. There we go. Lesson learned. Live stream number 2. So yeah, I want to see if I can restore these sapphire blue side covers for the 1970 CL350. They're not in the best shape in the world, but I think we might be able to do some damage on these, okay? So yeah, let's just hop right over and get to the table here and get right to work, all right? So here's what we're looking at. They're pretty rough. They're scratched up. I'm hoping I can clean these up just enough so that maybe a little touch up or something like that, but it does look like the paint is messed up here too. So that's kind of a bummer. But I think first things first, what we need to do is we need to give these things a quick bath. So let's hop over here. All right. Let's go back over here if I can get over there. There we go. And we're going to give these things a nice kerplunk into the water. And let's just see what kind of results we get. I'm just using, regular dish soap. Nothing expensive, nothing crazy. We just want to make sure that we give these a nice wash. You guys a better view inside the bucket. I'm really enjoying the live stream stuff. I do have the chat up, so if you guys want to chat or, chime in and give me some suggestions along the way, I am 100% open to all recommendations. I'm excited about it. So we're just going to start washing these. Already, just knocking off that first kind of grimy layer. These have been greatly neglected over the years. Looks like they've maybe been outside or something. I'm not sure, but give that a good wipey wipe. I'm going to grab my other one, and we're also going to do that as well. Let's get them both cleaned up in the soapy water. And yeah, it'd be sweet if we could save these. We can always paint them as well, but it's always nice to save the original finish on things when we get the chance to do that. It's always nice to do that. Just like that. Clean these up. Get in here. And we're going to need to take out the little rubber grommet. We're going to need to take that off, and we're going to need to take the badge off as well. So we'll go through all that tonight. I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of live stream individual aspects of the bike as we're kind of going through stuff. Give those one more rinse off just like that. Dry these off. And let's see kind of where we're going to be with these side covers. I mean, I love the sapphire blue. The sapphire blue on the 70 CLs is a really pretty color. But again, as I discussed previously, might do something a little different with this one. Not 100% sure what direction we're going to go, but we're going to end up going in one for sure. So let's switch back over to the table. All right, 1990S. Got 2 light ruby red covers. All right, need this. All right, well, soapy water wash is the first thing, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Andrew, I gave mine and the tank a good cleaning. And then Buff with the turtle wax polishing compound. Always had good luck with that. You know what? Right here, sitting right over here. Boop. I've got my turtle wax sitting right there. Good stuff. Tried and true. It's been around for a long time. I got to flip this around because that is going to confuse the hell out of me when I'm looking at my camera. So I just got to remember not to look at the top camera. Really restores the shine totally, Andrew. Wish I could figure out how to get the rust off the chrome on my wheels. Okay, WD-40 4.0 steel wool. That's really going to get the bulk of the work done for you, Andrew. WD-40 and I've got some videos on my YouTube channel, of course, maybe you've seen those. But yeah, steel wool WD-40 all day long. You can knock out the majority of all of that. I've also got myself a Michigan craft beer. I've got my Two-Hearted Ale in hand tonight. Good. Yeah, light Brillo, April, awesome. That could work. Just be really, depending on how bad they are, you know, it can be kind of a challenge, right? But yeah, I've had really good luck with steel wool. Maybe some brass brushes. If you're going to use any kind of a metal brush, a brass brush is definitely the way to go. You're not going to really scratch anything too bad. That would be my recommendation. But dude, lighthearted 19. I tried the lighthearted. I'm just not a real lighthearted kind of guy. It was good. I drank it. You know, it's not like I refused it or anything, but you know, there we go. Okay, so number one thing I already noticed on this side cover is that there are no pin connectors. So usually there's the little round connectors that you can just pop right off. But if you take a close look, it looks like these are actually like epoxied in. So yeah, that sucks. Asking about the wheel rust. Oh, I agree. Okay, yep. Use the Quad Zero steel wool, works great. Totally. WD-40 and Quad will work really good. Yeah, this is some old crust. God, this is almost like tub caulk or something that gets there. Hey, Adventure Outdoors. Great to see you. Welcome to the stream. We're cleaning up 1970 CL350 side covers tonight on the channel. They're a little bit roached, but they just got out of a nice hot soapy bath. And yeah, let's get to work. So this is going to suck. I can guarantee you. This is, let's see how hard this caulk is. I do not want to break these badges because the last time that I priced badges out on eBay, they're not cheap. They are really not cheap. I mean, even a badge in this kind of condition is going to cost you $20 easy. And then for some reason on eBay, they always like to throw $10 shipping on whatever the hell it is. Hey, Roger, thanks for joining tonight. That's awesome. Okay, it's not too bad. It's just I just got my trusty old putty knife out and just kind of working underneath here again. The pins are gone on this. I can clearly see that. If your pins are intact, they're going to be right there. Okay, you're going to be able to deal with that. Let's see. Let's go in through here. Man, we got some viewers. Oh, God, look at that mess. Look at the mess that has just been revealed. So much, so much for an easy restoration on this. I was really hoping this was going to be a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I don't know what the hell somebody decided to use on that, but it's terrible. Terrible. Roger, were you the one? You're in Australia, if I remember right? Must be morning there. What time is it? It's like 10 o'clock here. Overall, this badge is going to be easily restored. We can clean this all up, repaint it. We'll probably do that on stream. You can see me shaking with a paintbrush or even a syringe. I like to fill a syringe with paint and do that. But we got one here. But this might require heat gun and a whole ton of patience. No good, no good, no good. I'm hoping that the chat keeps going. So let's try this one. Again, this one also looks like both the pins are gone. They're just glued on here with this god-awful stuff that this person decided to use at one point to get these badges on here. Again, go slow. You do not want to break these badges, okay? Especially on this project, I'm trying to do a little bit of a budget build. I don't want to spend a ton of money. I actually added up some invoices and things on the 72 CL, and boy, I charged up a ton of money on that. Anyway, here we go. Same case on this one. The badge is going to be fine, but boy, hey, you know what? These are the wrong badges for this bike anyway. You can clearly see on the covers, see how they've got a little indent. This is the second pair of covers that I've seen that have actually come with the wrong one. Roger, you're in the UK. Sorry about that, buddy. I'll try to remember that in the future. UK, Roger, UK, Roger. I hope I can remember that. That's usually what I do, like when I meet new people too. It's like, Bob Phoenix. Try to remember what the hell's going on. So, awesome. Thanks for joining. Already, you know, I was kind of thinking, oh, this would be kind of a nice, simple project to do tonight. And, well, we're off to a roaring start. Next, we need to get these rubber grommets out. These can be a little pain in the butt, but just go and do that. Yeah, Andrew, they're the wrong ones. The 72 actually has the wrong badges on it as well. I think I did a video about that. I'm just going to squeeze WD-40 in on this rubber piece. And for those of you who haven't taken one of these out before, it goes through the front, okay? So you got to go this way. Don't try to go back in. They're kind of a pain in the butt. So, you know, so what you want to do is you want to grab just a little bit of it and try to get this pushed down through here. You're going to need to get them off in order to do a good job. Get one corner kind of started. Try not to mangle it all up. If you do mangle it up, you mangle it up. They're pretty, you know, they'll go back in. Actually, if you mangle it up a little bit, it might actually be a little bit easier to get it on. Well, we got to put it back on. But the goal is just to get underneath one of these edges and push this thing through. These are no fun, but I got to get them off because this rusty area absolutely needs to be cleaned. There's a little ridge there, and once you get it started, it should go a little bit easier. You got to get this in here. Live, guys. We're doing it live. If I was doing this on a video, I would make myself look so competent, like I knew what the hell I was doing. But, yeah, the screwdriver is actually being a little bit sharp for what I'm trying to do here right now. And now I can get back behind here. Let's see how I got my finger kind of holding that. Now I can work over onto the other side here just a little bit. There we go. See, you get one end going, and it's usually going to start to go pretty good. All right, there's no easy way, guys. If you know of a better way, let me know. West side of Michigan, hey Nick, fellow Michigander. Awesome. Always enjoy watching the channel. It's helping me with my restoration of an 81 Kawasaki KE100. Awesome, man. I'm glad the videos are useful. I'm glad they're useful also to people who aren't working on old vintage Hondas. That's pretty good to know. I need to start broadening out some of the things that I'm doing so they appeal to a little bit bigger audience. There, we finally got that. Yeah, I put a little cut in it, but that ain't the end of the world. Love always repping Minnesota gear. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, nice, dude. I'm originally from Minnesota. And transplanted out to Michigan. Oh God, what year was it? 2012? I think it was 2012 when I did that. I do have to say that the Michigan beer is just a little bit better. Just a little bit better than the Minnesota craft beer. Minnesota's a little bit behind. Sucks about college football, but we'll get through it. We'll see if there's an NFL season or not. I'm a big Vikings fan. And, yeah. All right, so we got that one out. I'm kind of curious to kind of see what we can do with this piece. Let me give you a little elevation. I should have a little sounder for elevation. Play a little U2. I love that. April. Very useful. Awesome. I'm restoring a 70 Yamaha AT1B. All right. I'm not familiar with really anything other than Hondas. I've really pigeonholed myself into that, but... guys, anything kind of old, like a 70 Yamaha, I'm all in on it. I bet it's a really beautiful bike. So I'm actually going to try a little bit of the Chrono Brassy tonight. All right, I really do love this stuff. It's for plastic as well. So let's just take a little bit, put that on here, and let's see how it does. We can see the original color underneath here a little bit. It's faded as well. But let's just take a little bit of the Chrono Brassy and see what kind of stuff we can lift off the surface here. Yeah, the paint is really cracked. I can already see that, and there is just a layer. Even after washing these parts, there's a big layer of just gunk all over these. Yeah, these are probably going to have to be repainted, but we are going to keep trying, all right? Never going to give up on our old parts. Yeah, they said the college football thing, they said they were going to try and play in the spring, maybe. I don't know. What a cluster all this stuff is. Yeah, these aren't going to clean up very good at all, guys. You can see here, we've got some pretty severe sun damage and cracking right through the paint on these. I don't care how much compound I rub into this. It isn't going to do it. So instead of wasting my beautiful Colonel Brassy, which I love, and if you want to support the channel, be sure to check the descriptions in my videos. And you can buy a bottle from there. I absolutely love this stuff. But I'm going to go to a little bit cheaper kind of stuff that I have laying around here. In fact, I may even just go to this turtle wax rubbing compound, because this stuff is really cheap. The Colonel Brassy is a little expensive, not going to lie. You know, it's like, yeah. Tula Tom, hey man, thanks for joining. I'm going to go to this, oh wait, that's not my rubbing compound. I need my rubbing compound. Not everything all strewn around over here. I don't want to waste anything. I have this blue bottle of rubbing compound that I need to find. Let's see. Let's see. Let's hop over to the other camera and let's do this. All right, cool. Taking a look through the shelves. So what do I got? I got friggin' baskets full of product, man, of different things. Here's Clean Shine's liquid polish for all metals. So that's not going to help me out any in this deal. Chrome polish. We got all that. We got that. We got a ridiculous amount of freaking products. My garage is even a bigger mess, to be quite honest. There's literally like 5 shelves just full of spray paint, full of all kinds of stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm actually going to try and wash these again, because they're pretty bad. They're a lot worse than what I initially thought. It's pretty bad. Let's see. It's not bad. Focus, huh, Steve? Well, see, the beauty of editing video, and I know Steve is Adventure Outdoors, guys, and he's a friend of mine. Well, I don't know how good of a friend. He's an acquaintance. I would put him in that category at this point. But he's got an awesome YouTube channel. Check it out. The guy edits like a dream. But the difference of going live is that you can't make yourself look super competent. Here we go. Let's just keep washing these. I almost wonder if just giving these a nice long soak might be useful. But again, you can just really see the sun damage on this part, and that's really unfortunate that looks like that. You know, I think my cheap rubbing compound is actually out in the garage, so I don't care, because I've got 2 more bottles of Colonel Brassy on the way. So let's just keep going with the old Colonel Brassy and see what we can do here. Let's see. Love this stuff. I love this stuff on metal as well, because it's got just a light abrasive in it, and it doesn't leave swirls. So if you guys are watching some of the videos on the YouTube channel, acquaintance, yeah. You know, I tried the aluminum foil, and it definitely worked, but aluminum foil, I felt, really, it left kind of a little bit of a scratchy scratch on that stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I'd rather go a little bit slow on this, and make sure that we're not doing a ton of damage. So, of course, this is plastic. We wouldn't use aluminum foil on this. But the key, the number one key whenever we're doing this stuff, is that you got to rotate your rag, okay? Constantly rotate your rag, and when your rag is starting to get dirty, looks pretty clean right here. This is honestly about as clean as this part's going to get. So this is going to be a repaint for sure. But as soon as you start to see just a little bit of dirt on your rag, rotate it. Your rag should be just completely saturated with little fingertip dirty spots all the way around it. You got to rotate it, because otherwise what starts to happen is that the dirt that you're lifting, like look at that, see that dirt right there? That dirt that you're lifting out of this stuff, you just start pushing it back in, and it will kind of start to become an abrasive, and it's really not a positive situation. So I'm just going to keep working this, guys. I mean, it's kind of working. It's kind of working. Remember, just kind of rotate the rag. Kind of enjoying the live stream, because usually I just sit down here and I talk to myself, or I'm trapped alone with my thoughts. And so this is kind of nice. It's kind of like having a little bit of company. Yeah, it's still pulling off just a little bit. And you know what? You know what, guys? I should almost take some of my own advice here. I should almost take some of my own advice, because don't give up on your old parts, because this is actually starting to come together. Now the question is there going to be enough paint on this piece before we kind of break through it? That's kind of the question that I'm having right now, is how far can we go before we start to run into some problems? And here I can see a really, really tricky spot right in here. Again, just see there, you can start to see that blue paint starting to come off. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little blue. That's going to tell me to chill out on this section, because now I'm starting to take away paint, and all I really want to do is take away the dirt and the oxidation. That's really all I want to take away. So we got to be careful about that. I'm going to grab this other camera, get this one positioned for your viewing pleasure, and just to give you another angle on the work, and see what that looks like. Yeah, I guess it's got to come up just a little bit. I'm having a blast. I love this. Like, I think the live stream is actually kind of motivating me to get right into another bike. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, Roger. Solvol Auto Sol is great for polishing metal or plastic. Also 1,000 grit or finer wet and dry sandpaper soapy water. That wouldn't be a bad thing to try, actually, tonight. I do have some really light grit sandpaper, and we could absolutely give that a whirl, man. I'm kind of tempted to do that. I'm kind of tempted to try that, because it should work. Just to clean that up, that's a really good suggestion. I've got a whole bucket of soapy water right behind me. I mean, we could give it a try. We could totally give it a try. I'm wondering if I have a bunch of sandpaper. Where's all my sandpaper? I know I have a whole ton of it over here someplace. I got a whole ton of it sitting around here someplace in a box. I had to reorganize here, guys. I got to show you this. We got reorganized. Okay. So we got a bike on a shelf again. Here's our bike on a shelf. At least most of the bike is there anyway. And we got that going on there. And we got all our other parts locked and loaded down in there. And we got our little streaming setup all set up right there. There's that PC powering everything that we've got going on there as well. But yeah, we've got a ton of parts. And when I was laying this out, I was like, oh geez, here we go again. Kind of starting literally from zero and diving into all these other parts. I've got some duplicate parts. Like, I've got 2 battery boxes. I've got 2 sets of fork gears. I've probably got 20 lights at this point. But yeah, we've got a lot going on there. So lots and lots and lots of parts. And I also got the frame set up. So I didn't show you guys the frame in the last video. It's not in terrible shape. It should probably be repainted for sure. Not a lot of rust though. If you guys remember the 72, that thing was a rust bucket. That was a miracle that we were even able to save that. But yeah, so the frame is up. It's kind of there. It's in my vision now, you know, so it can be, you know, serve as inspiration to keep going. Here are all those handlebars. Look at all those handlebars hanging out there. We've got a ton of cables. I think I've got enough cables to do one complete bike. And then down here, you know, this is the tragedy on the CL exhaust system. Totally rotted out. I believe this was the bottom pipe. Yeah. And strangely enough, the top pipe is actually in really good shape. So I might be able to reuse that, but I would have to go and find another one of those. All right, back on track. I got to listen to what Steve is telling me. He's like, dude, you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. I can't. Squirrel. Let's go. What did I do with all of my sandpaper? Like, for real. There it is. I have a giant book of sandpaper. How much time do you guys spend just looking for stuff like this? Hey, here's some 1500. Here's some 1500. That might work. But I have a whole ton of sandpaper. Huh. Oh, well. I mean, it's around here someplace. I don't think anybody broke into the house and stole it or anything. So, whatever. And then we've got our soapy water. So, let's actually move over to the soapy water camera. Let's go to the soapy water camera. Let's do that. Just like that. Beautiful. All right. So, here we are. Let's give this a whirl. All right. I'm going to use 1500 grit. And let's just kind of see what happens here. All right. I got my chat right here. Hey, Andrew, you picked up a CL350 yesterday. Original exhaust with just one weld patch. Awesome, dude. That's fantastic. What year? What year did you get? What year did you get? All right, let's try this. We got soapy water. Okay, recommendation from the crew. If you guys had a crew, all my viewers, everybody needs like a posse name. What would it be? What do you guys want to be called? Okay, we got the soapy water going. We got a 1500 wet sandpaper. I'm definitely seeing some dirt coming off of this thing. This was a really good suggestion. I like this suggestion. I totally see that this could work. Roger, you may have really got onto something, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than using a ton of product. I'm seeing, you know, definitely some dirt and debris coming off of this thing. So that's great. I should have a little towel or something underneath here because it's going to get a little bit wet. Just like that. And let's just kind of go with it. Let's see what we can do. I'm loving it. I actually, a lot of people comment on the videos, and they are always saying, you know, things like, you have a lot of patience, or, you know, trying to give me new ways to expedite processes. But I'll be honest with you, I really just, I enjoy sanding parts. I enjoy the whole process of kind of working stuff up, so making it look better. Let's just keep working this. It's kind of like we could also, like, it's a little bit of ASMR too, right? So like if I shut up for a little while. Ooh, I could move the mic over just a little bit closer so you could really get into it, right? The ASMR, people are just loving that stuff, right? Apparently. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to drop this other one in the bucket of hot water. I mean, it can't hurt anything. I'm just going to keep dipping in and out. 1972, man. Nice. Red and white tank. Red and white tank. I have to look that one up. They make the red and white. The dead giveaway on these bikes, I've always noticed, is a couple little things. It's the gas tank, for sure. The gas tank stripe. Whatever kind of striping is on the tank, if the original striping is there, that's a dead giveaway. That's kind of how I was able to identify this 1971 pretty quick. And the other thing are the front forks. The front forks are different on the earlier models than the later models. They have internal and external springs, so those are a little bit different. And then also just a really subtle difference that I've seen. The size of the tail light. The size of the tail light is often quite different as well. Picked it up out of St. Paul. Way to go, Andrew. Dude, save that bike, man. Save the bike. See, here, we're working it here. See how we're doing. You know what, dude? I really like this this suggestion, man. So here I'm seeing a little bit of a fade spot. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See that little fade? I'm trying to decide, is that on the top or is that under the paint? So am I going too deep or not? But we're just going to keep going. We're going to smooth this all out. And we're just going to keep going because this is cleaning this up relatively nice. The more I kind of touch on this stuff, this stickum that's on here, I think a heat gun is probably going to be my best bet on that. Little heat gun. Clean that up. Yeah, I hope you got a deal on it, Andrew. I am constantly surprised by how, you know, if you're real patient, you can find them for a couple $100, $200-300, or like getting a complete bike for less than, you know, $800. I think is a total win, especially a CL with the exhaust. That would be a win. Ooh, look at this. That just cleaned that right up. Oh, I'm loving this. Did it have a title, Andrew? Because that's another really big deal too. Is whether or not they have the title. In Michigan, we have a pretty easy titling process. I've gotten titles for 2 of them now that didn't have them, and it was no big deal at all. I mean, I showed them a bill of sale. You need a bill of sale. Bring them a couple pictures of the bike, and go about that. Yeah, goo off. I'm not sure. I've got some goo off up in the garage. I'm not sure goo off is gonna do much with this because I don't know. You know, maybe it would soften that up. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, again, it's totally worth a try, right? Totally worth a try. But this sandpaper technique is working pretty good now. I've just revealed little crack right there. That's not a deal breaker if we end up painting these. That can be easily fixed. But what the hell happened here? All right, so this is on the airbox side. Why the hell would that be so black like that? That's almost like, what is that? Ooh, yeah, look at that. Totally black. These things are filthy, guys. These things are just absolutely filthy. Filthy, I tell you. Filthy. What's going on over here? Goo off. Clean title. Big win, Andrew. That's huge. Huge. Running? Is it running? Like, even if it's running bad, it still qualifies as running. Let's see. Yeah. These are... meh. Not really feeling this. It's definitely better, but, I mean, when we start to look at this side cover, and this has massive paint loss here, there's nothing I can do about that. And if you touch up this, it's going to be plain as day. Paint Scratch was able to get me some Honda colors before. PaintScratch.com did good. I'm just going to go ahead and dump this one back in. Let's pull this one out. This is the one that we were kind of dealing with a little bit over there. Let's grab a new piece of paper and keep on going. Let's just hit this corner, see what happens. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it because I don't want to be taking paint off. That's my biggest thing, guys. Being kind of gentle, taking my time, and see if this is going to clean up. I'm not very hopeful. I am not very hopeful at all. Hey, Richard. How are you, man? Wow, Andrew, running and all. Congratulations, man. Get that thing tuned up quick, I bet, and get on the road. How's Richard doing tonight? Or this morning? I forget where you're at. One of you guys is from Australia. I don't remember which one. I need to get better at remembering all that stuff. But, you know, I like this. I like this wet sandpaper kind of idea. Too bad, yeah, here you can see it, that sun damage all in here. There's nothing you can do about that. That is all the way through the paint. You guys see that? Those brown kind of lines in that? That ain't coming out. So sometimes you gotta just pick your battles, kind of do it. Isaac, how you doing, Isaac? Andrew, I need to clean the carbs. Slight hesitation at high revs, but otherwise runs out great. Well, shoot, dude. Tune the carbs and go, buddy. Put some new plugs in it. Check the charging system, maybe. Make sure you're getting charge out of it. Isaac, my dad just gave me my first motorcycle, which is a CB350 from 72. That's an awesome first bike. Last time it was tagged was 2002. It kicked right over. Crazy how solid the bikes were. Just rebuilt the carbs. Yeah, man. I mean, everything I've read, and even kind of from my experience working on these bikes, they're a really good, reliable, simple design. There's things that can go wrong with them, but it's usually pretty straightforward. If you have, fuel ignition spark, it's usually going to be able to figure out, dude. Isaac, that's an awesome bike, the CB350 from 1972. Congratulations. What color is it? Gotta know. I gotta know what color is it. Original color? It's got the original stripes on it. What's going on? I gotta know more. See here, we punched right through the paint. As you clean off this oxidation. Yeah. Oh, I was hoping for a miracle, but sometimes you don't get super lucky. You just gotta strip them and do them again. But look how burnt this got. So this is over the CL exhaust. Got a little close there. Their bracket might have been bent because look at that. Melted right there on this cover. But again, we got both tabs on both of these in place, and that's absolutely huge. Sweet little bike, runs like a dream. Just replace a throttle cable, regulator, rectifier. Good call. That upgrade to the combo regulator rectifier will save you a ton of headaches, man. I waited on doing the regulator rectifier combo on my 1970 CB, and I was chasing gremlins on that thing. And finally, I said, screw it. I'm putting in a regulator rectifier, and I'm putting in an electronic ignition. And once I completed that, it was done. And that bike runs like a freaking champ now. That bike is super reliable, knock on wood. But I would take that bike pretty much anywhere. That's kind of my daily driver. I'm still in kind of a trust building stage with the red one, with the 72 CL. I checked the odometer on it tonight. I put 131 miles on it so far. And yeah, it's been an absolute blast, but it still doesn't have my full trust and confidence yet. Yes, original. Nice. Unfortunately, the guy who had got the bike laid it over on the tank, so there's a dent. Other than that, it's good to go. You know what? Dent schment. Who cares? If the damn thing rides, I'd get out and ride it. And have fun with it, because winter's coming, man. At least where I'm at, I maybe got 2 months, August, September, and October, things get a little bit iffy. Yeah, get out and ride if you can ride it. My battery wasn't staying charged, so I just went ahead and did it. Good call, man. That's exactly what you got to do with those. The upgraded regulator rectifier. If any of you on the live stream right now are considering that, just do it. I would tell you. I mean, it's like the best. What is it? It's only like 50 or 60 bucks. Yeah, you could do it. Also, we're gonna be trying to get some dents out of a tank here as well at some point too, because I've got the what is it? Kind of a red 70 CL tank, and there's a couple dents in that. So I wanted to try a couple of ways to kind of pop some dents. I've never had to deal with that. Usually I just bondoed over them, but these are a little bit more serious. Yeah. Good call, man. I'm just so happy. Like I follow like the CL350 and CB350 hashtags on Instagram and stuff like that. And man, it's so fun to see people saving these old bikes. Yeah, don't forget the yellow and white wire mod. And I went through that on a video. I'm pretty sure I did. You can check that. Common Motor also has their videos too. They're all good, man. So many resources to be able to do it. Very easy, very straightforward. The one thing I will say is that Common Motor has an older video that it might be a few years old. And then they came out with a video, I don't know, I think it was this year that they came out with one. And it's a little bit different process, and it's actually a lot more simple to do. So I would watch their more recent video. Let's see. Wow, God, I could just sit here and do comments all night, guys. This is super fun. Let's move back over to the camera and let's do this. I'm tired, my hands tired. Let's see. Boom. Was thinking about getting another tank painted myself. Keeping the OG untouched. I kind of dig that, man. I love the original finishes on stuff. If they're manageable and they still look respectable and there's not a lot of rust, you can definitely do that. The combo regulator rectifier. Get through Spark Moto. Pick it up even cheaper. Good call in the yellow white wire mod. Yeah, Tula. Yeah, I mean, you can source these parts a lot of places. I've just had really good luck with CMC, and their customer service rocks. I've never had a problem. Spark Moto, I get all of my wiring harness stuff from them, 100%. That's awesome. Andrew, Richard, I got a neighbor in my apartment that says his dad has an old bike in the garage. I've been talking to him about getting it. Ooh, the hunt has begun, all right? So now you're going to be waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this bike. You're going to be asking him, hey, you think you could snap a couple pictures next time you're over there? Dude, it's a fun time when you got a lead on a bike, man. Go get it. Let's see, Isaac. Fortunately, I have a degree in electronic devices, so I did just that. I also have multiples of the emblems he gave me. I think I have a full set of 3 emblems. Dude, you're a rich man. You're a wealthy man. If you have emblems, those emblems are really hard to find. Keep that. A Ford bike. Did Ford make motorcycles? Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a Ford bike, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I looked up to it. I looked up. There's no Ford bikes. I wonder what it could be. I mean, some people just make their own bikes too, and you end up with these crazy custom kind of Frankenstein bikes and stuff too, man. I'm always just curious whenever I see something. Isaac knows a guy in town with a Harley sidecar and everything. So sidecars are crazy. They don't ride like normal motorcycles. Be careful with that. They're pretty nuts. CMC's regulator rectifier is from Spark Moto. Oh, is that where they source their part? Is from Spark Moto? Are they exactly the same? I've actually bought one from CMC and I bought one from Spark. I actually have an extra one. I guess I've never looked at them to see if they were exactly the same. My wife and I went to look at a cat in the garage. She put her hand on it and I almost had a heart attack. Did you go to look at the motorcycle in the garage and then she put her hand on a cat, or did you go into the garage looking for the cat? Yeah, cats are crazy. I got 2 of them, scaring me all the time. All that. I agree with him and was like, oh yeah, just trying to learn how to work on these, so I'm good with it. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. It's exciting. I'm constantly checking Facebook Marketplace. Always looking for the marketplace, trying to find that next one. And that's how I found this blue motorcycle, honestly. This is how I found the 70CL. Facebook Marketplace, guy had it for $200. So, yeah. Guys, this is kind of a sad situation because I don't think that we're going to be having like a monster reveal here tonight. These are going to need to be worked. These are going to need to be completely cleaned and probably sanded down. Yeah, here you can see this stuff. Like, this all has to come off. Careful not to put any more deep scratches in it, but I mean, sometimes stuff just ain't gonna quite work out, right? So that's okay. It's not the end of the world. The Harley from World War II, Isaac. Stop playing with my heart. That, if that's what it is, man, that would be freaking baller. Those old bikes from World War II, that would be maybe a bucket list bike for me, for sure. That would be freaking cool. With the sidecar, that would maybe make sense because that might have been a government contract, right? During the war for them to build those bikes. Dude, I would go after that. I would be looking. I know a guy who has a full Willys Jeep in a crate in his garage. Like in the shipping crate. I think it was put together and back in the crate. But I know a guy who has one. And if I had more room, because I used to be really into Jeep Wranglers, okay? I used to just work on Jeeps, and what I found is that Jeeps, working on Wranglers especially, it got really expensive, and they take a lot of room, and they take a lot of specialty tools, or really big tools. I just didn't have the room for it, and that's kind of how I got into motorcycles. I got rid of my Jeep Wrangler, and got my first Honda, and I can fit 2, 3. I probably, if I really got creative with it, I could probably fit, 4 bikes in my garage in different states of disrepair. But yeah, if I had a shot at an old World War II Willys Jeep or an old World War II motorcycle, that would be really cool. Someday, who knows? Maybe one day. Roger, are you Googling things? Or are you just a human encyclopedia? Yeah, man, those would be amazing. This putty knife is actually working really well on whatever this. It's a caulk. It's more of a caulk. It's not really a, it's not really a glue. Thank God. Because if it was like a glue, that would really suck. This is more of like a caulking, like compound of some kind. It reminds me of like something that I peeled out of a shower at one time. This little putty knife is doing pretty good. Man, this is my old tried and true putty knife. I just cannot get rid of it. I broke it and everything. I don't know if you can see that. But I've had it for years. I think it was my dad's, actually. I broke it on my 1970 while I was working on it. I broke this huge chip out of it. But this has actually come in pretty handy. This little notch that went in there. I was able to kind of get around some stuff. So it stays in the tooler box. I like it. And we're actually cleaning this up. Okay. I mean, the one thing I would also say would be important is, and I didn't do this tonight. I kind of wish I did, but I do have the videos and stuff of what they look like. But keep a photo of what things look like before you start working on them. I think that's really important. Because as you're spending time with these parts, and you're going to get to know them, you're going to get to know these parts, every little piece of it you're kind of working on, take a photo and refer back to it. And just keep looking at the progress that you're making. I think that's really, really, really important. Because, I could be working on this and be like, it's just not doing any better. But if you go back through and look at it, you're probably making a lot more progress than you think. Okay, back to the comments. I saw the bike had a heart attack. He got a lot of money in bikes. Original Indians, Triumph, some others. Think he has a couple Hondas too. I've kind of noticed, like, people who are into Harleys or Triumphs and what's the other one? There's a English one that people really like too. There's another one. I forget what it's called. They're really into those, but they don't technically seem to be into Hondas very much. Hondas are kind of a special breed of cat. I don't know. I like the Japanese technology. They do good stuff. CL, let's see. Saw the bike. I'd have a heart attack. Andrew. Okay, so the CL I just picked up is in fact a 73, so it's titled correctly. 73 CL350 red and white. There you go. You just gotta track down the history of it, and you're gonna know. So you've got a correctly titled bike, and now you know exactly, because now there's gonna be differences between the K4, K3, K5, all of that. Wish I could attach a pic to the chat. Me too. Why the hell doesn't YouTube allow that? Why doesn't Twitch allow that? At least with like an approval process, right? Because I totally get it. Like people would start being, ridiculously inappropriate. I get that. But it'd be nice to be able to do that. The picture would be really, really nice. I'm lost without those to refer to, right? Yep. Cool. So like that's awesome. Like just now you have confirmed your bike and your paint scheme, and now you should be able to go, and if you do need to paint some stuff, you'll be able to find the right paint and color match. I've been really impressed with. I matched that candy gold on the 70 CB almost perfectly. I dare to say that matched perfectly. And those are original side covers. All right, those were original side covers, and I just polished and buffed and cleaned them all up, and was able to match that paint. So that was a huge win with that bike. I was so happy when I was able to do that. Yeah, everything, Andrew, everything I read about like VIN numbers on these things, there was no real rhyme or reason. I think a lot of them, like if they had stock left over at the end of the year, they would just keep them, and then they would title them the next year. It definitely wasn't as rigid as it is now. Where it's like they could probably track down like the guy that put the bolt in the axle, like at the factory based on the VIN number. I bet I wonder if it is that, that specific. But hey guys, what do you think? It's coming. We got all this kind of cleaned up here. Picking all this stuff up, guys. I mean, part of the joy and part of the journey, is honestly just spending time with some parts and getting things to kind of work out again. I'm going to go back to this soapy water technique. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to hit you. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to go back to this and just see what we can do. I'm really torn on what I need to do with how this can be. What this bike can be. Yeah, Andrew, you got an awesome one. I hope you got a deal on it. And even if you didn't get a deal on it, congratulations. I mean, the cost of these bikes varies a lot. It just kind of depends on what you want, the situation you're in, and what's been done to it, and all of that. So, is October the cutoff, Tula? Is that kind of what they did? Anything after September 1st got tagged the following year. Interesting. Okay, cool. Guys, we're all learning things. I love this live stream, man. This stuff is fun. This is way more fun than anything else. Making the videos is fun, of course. I do enjoy it, but you can only entertain yourself for so long, though. Before you kind of start losing your marbles. Yeah, these are definitely going to need to be light sanded, I think, and reprimed once I get them nice and clean. So I think the sanding that I'm doing right now is going to be just fine. Andrew, I mean, it's always possible that something happened to a tank and somebody had another tank and they put it on there too. I mean, they're kind of like little mysteries, as you go down. That somebody could have had another tank and put it on there, and we don't know. Again, I mean, every bike has its own personality. I like to try and restore them to what they were, for sure. Man, these are really dirty in every crevasse that you can even imagine. I don't know where these sat out. It's like they almost like sat out on the hood of a car in a junkyard or something. You know, my 70 CB is actually titled a 71, but it's not a 71. I mean, it's totally different. All the parts, they're not all the parts, they're very similar. But all the nuances that would make it a 70, it's a 70. So I call it a 70, but in the state of Michigan, it's titled a 71. Yeah, I've seen many, many forum articles and people going off about it. Who knows? Things were a lot different then, man. Things were a lot different then. The only thing I'm kind of bummed out on this stream is that I'm kind of locked into my basement shop. It's the only thing that kind of bugs me. Because right now, you know, I've got a nice light sand on it. I would probably go out and start buffing on this to get all of this stuff nice and smooth out in the garage. And then shoot, man, I would probably shoot these with primer and be done with it. Boom. Man, you guys are lighting up the chat. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. It's a community, guys. It's a community. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, these little grooves in here, these can be kind of a pain in the butt to deal with as well. But yeah. You know, this right here all gets covered up by the exhaust. You know, so you don't really see it. This is the most important part, but that's all through the paint. That's all gone. That's all gone. That's massive chipping. Nothing we can do with that. That's going to need to be... That's either going to have to just be good... or I go through and I, you know, paint all this stuff. Again, I would love your guys' thoughts on what I should do with this bike. In the first stream, I kind of talked about one of my ideas that I had. And it would be really cheap, okay? Because again, I want to definitely do budget build on this one. I want to do a budget build for sure. I don't want to spend a ton of money. Right now, I'm thinking that I would like to run it on original parts, possibly stick with points, because I've never really ever mastered that and do that. But what I was thinking of doing is doing like a Rhino line bike, like the truck bed liner, like doing the tank in like tank liner, doing the side covers in tank liner, doing the fork gears and all of that in kind of a flat black Rhino liner. I thought that would look really cool. Wrap the exhaust black. So it'd be just black. It'd be kind of a stealthy looking bike, but then, you know, do the engine right. Okay. Get the engine going right. And then, you know, no paint on the engine. I really hate it when we do that. And, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Richard, it seems like you have pieces missing. Have you done basic inventory on it? I absolutely have pieces missing. 100%. A lot of smaller pieces. I have the major components. I have gone through a lot of that. But yeah, we definitely are missing some pieces for sure. So main thing I know for sure that I'm missing a seat. I don't have a seat for the bike. Now, if I wanted to make this, this would be a good question for all of you as well. I do have an extra 70 CB seat, and I do have another CB tank, okay? So I could convert the CL frame into a CB. I think the frames are the same, and all the mounting ports would be. I'm actually kind of game for that. So I've got a lot of that. I've got an extra set of headers. I've got extra pipes. I could easily convert this bike over here into a CB. That would probably be the cheapest and easiest thing for me to deal with. The CL exhaust is a real pain in the rear, especially if you have to get at carburetors or anything like that. Your left side carburetor, you're pretty much screwed. You got to take the exhaust off. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Andrew, I love saving these old bikes too, meaning the whole bike. Okay, seems to have pieces missing. Okay, yeah, it seems that rescuing old rusty bikes is a bit of a niche market with a small following. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I got to broaden this stuff out a little bit, right? But here's what I'm thinking. Either it's going to be a CB or a CL, okay? I think I can convert between the frames. I actually have a CB seat. I have an extra CB gas tank. If I go CL, I don't have an extra seat, so I would have to make the seat. And or buy a seat, find a seat, and do that. But man, oh man, check out the seat that I got. I actually went back to the original 70 seat on my 70 CB. So I've got this brand new Texamina seat right here for a rear hinge CB350. So I have a beautiful brown seat. All right, I've got that, and then I do have. Right here, I do have a CB tank right here. I think it's about a 72 CB tank. It's good. It's nice and clean inside. You see that? Yeah, it's really nice and clean inside. No holes. Beautiful. Okay, I've got that, and I got a frame. So, I mean, shoot, we can go like that. Oh God, we're just gonna start going crazy now. Let's go over here. Let's just do this. Let's just mock something up here, just for the hell of it. Let's have fun. This is kind of part of the whole process, right? Boop, just like that. And it wouldn't be red again; it'd be black rhino line. It would also hold a little bit more gas, which would be great. And this is a rear hinge on it, just like that. And then we have the Frankenstein bike. Let's see. Oh, here I'm in a jam. I only have CL side covers. So those bad boys would hang there like that. We're just going to do it. Let's have fun. Let's have fun with motorcycles. Sick of working on them all the damn time. Just like that. Beautiful silver engine, right? Polished aluminum like we like to do. Get the swing arm out of here. And so the options would be, okay, so I'm also kind of thinking about doing like an apocalypse theme, okay? So what I have are these old saddlebags. So where did these go? I don't remember. But check out these things. These old saddlebags. These came on my 70 CB. So these would mount back up on the back side. You could carry stuff in. You could rhino line these. They're not worth much. I looked them up. Somebody'd give you maybe $100 for them. So they're good. But these are really, really neat. Kind of a classic saddlebag, and I do have the mount bracket for it. That's an opportunity to do as well. But then again, oh yeah, I have these pipes. I've got a set of headers right here. Boop. Just like that. Got a full exhaust that could be wrapped. Okay, could easily wrap this. I like the little shorty pipes on that. I think that could be kind of cool, right? Go over here. I think this is the right pipe. Boop, boop. Just like that. Sticking around right there. Boom. Just like that. Could look kind of neat. But again, I have all the black wrap that I can put on that. I would need to buy some new parts, and I would have to buy parts. To make sure that's a safe bike. Okay. Make sure that it's a safe bike. So I would get shocks, brakes, all that good stuff. So yeah, we got tons of options here. The essentials when buying a bike. I think the key is safety is number one for sure. So I think that I can restore a bunch of the cables that I have. Some of them are in actually really, really good shape. And then also I would do the brake drums, new brakes, of course, 100% all the way. I probably do rebuild the carburetors for sure. This engine, I've got engines down here. I got 1.5 engines. Who knows? But I would like to put seal kit, do the top end, all that stuff again. That would be good. I would like to do the tapered bearings in the steering sector, new seals in the forks, all that kind of stuff. I will have to do. I think I have most of what I need. The one thing I did not see a chain guard. Okay, it's an easy, 10, 15, 20 bucks probably on eBay to replace that. So we'll get there. As we start kind of rolling through everything, I'll start to discover what's missing and what's not missing. So let's take a look at these badges, though. These kind of got me a little fascinated here. These are going to clean up. If you find these in any kind of condition, man, go get them. Go get them. Let's see how bad this paint is. A lot of times you can just pick it right out. That dental pick can work really, really well to get down in here. Do that. Yeah, it's caked on there, man. Woo! These are crusty, but we'll fix them. Richard lives in Wisconsin, outside of Madison. Madison's a good town. I actually like Madison. Let's see. Rescuing old bikes. Yeah, that works. That's awesome, Andrew. Man, we're making friends here. This is amazing. Richard, still salivating for my first one to work on. Working on a 72. God, I love the candy gold. 72 CB350 gold and a 74 CB360 orange. Just waiting on a few carb kits. Andrew, are you in the States? Richard, man, that's sweet. I've got fever. Just not the room for tools in our bike. Hey, Richard, keep in mind I rebuilt, the 72 in an extra bedroom in my house, the majority of it. And I rolled it outside when it was time to do that. So the cool thing is you don't need a lot of room in order to work on these bikes. Again, it's pretty crazy. This is honestly a motorcycle on a shelf over here. You don't need a ton. Don't need a ton of space in order to work on these bikes. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, this ain't a huge room down here. Not a huge room. Don't need a lot of space. And I like that we can actually park them, up against the wall in a garage. So, pretty simple. I think it might be time to get out some evapor rust on some of these parts. This is going to be done. But again, I'm really leaning towards just rhino lining all this stuff. Oh God, how much hell would I get for doing that? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should I rhino line all this stuff? It'd be so fast. I bet we could get this bike done really, really fast if I did that. They don't smell. You clean them. Clean them up. Get one of those little pine tree things. Hang it in the room. Or new car smell or something. That would work really, really good. I'm very lucky. My wife is very supportive. And I don't know, she just seems like all in on it. I'm really lucky. She didn't mind at all that I was like, hey, by the way, this extra bedroom we have, I'm going to just start building a motorcycle in here. And then pretty soon now we got 2 motorcycles out in the garage, and she has never said anything about it. Well, she's always very supportive about it, but she's never been like, get these motorcycles out of here. What the hell? He's still making YouTube videos. No, she's never done that. She's always been very supportive. Yeah, dude, and I love the way they smell when they run, man. I just love it. It brings back so many memories, childhood memories of my dad giving my sister and I rides on his 75 CB 750. What was that? What was that one? That was a kind of a burgundy one that he had. The 4. I think it was 754 is what they called those. But That, you know, the nostalgia factor plays pretty strong in these bikes as well. I'm just sitting here watching your chat, guys, enjoying chatting and cleaning up this terrible caulk that this person decided to put on these badges. That's all I'm doing. We're not doing anything crazy. Do you guys like the live thing? Is the live thing kind of fun? Or should I go back to the regular format of just making how-to videos? What should I do? I enjoy this. I also thought that I could go live while making the videos. I don't think I'd be able to like edit this into a video because I need to be interactive and commenting, and I want to be involved with the chat. I don't want to just be like, I'm here making a video. That would be dumb. That would be boring. Okay, Richard, you like the live? Anybody else? What do you guys think? I had to switch it up, man, because I got a little burned out. Yeah, I know. I gotta fill in some gaps though. There are some gaps that I need to fill in. So I do have some video ideas in store. But I mean, I really haven't had the inspiration to make a video lately. So I'm just like, I don't know. I've been setting up kind of this live stuff, and Richard, you're fine. It ain't no big deal, man. If people are annoyed, they'll start ignoring you. You know, that's just kind of how it goes, man. I mean, if people are responding and engaging with you, you're probably not being annoying. But if people are just not responding, then probably being annoying. So no worries, man. I appreciate that, Richard. The channel is actually growing pretty well. I mean, I'm optimizing for search for keywords, but somebody kind of nailed it earlier. I mean, this is some pretty niche stuff that I'm doing. You know, Common Motor has been around for a long time, and, you know, they have a solid subscriber base. But I'm growing by, you know, man, it's been pretty good. Each 28 days, I'm growing 500-600 subs. So, I love it. Yeah, Nick. It'd be nice to be able to isolate some of it. So the good thing with the live, I think, is that I can always be referencing back to previous videos. The last thing I want to do, man, because I was so painfully detailed in that last series. I mean, 205 videos and over 40 hours of step-by-step, every step of the way. There were only a couple things that I didn't show you in that video series, and there were 2 instances where I didn't record it because I was just done that day. I was just like, I need to get this done. Screw this. They don't need to see this. Maybe someday I'll reveal what those are. But I don't want to make the same videos again. That's what I'm kind of struggling with. The next big step that I could go in, because I'm not going to show people how to take a swing arm off, you know, or install tapered bearings or all of that. I'm not going to make those videos again. But I didn't dive into the bottom head or split cases on an engine. I didn't go that deep. I did a top end rebuild, but I didn't do a full teardown. So that would be one that I could definitely dive into. And I do have, check this out, in the purchase of the 70 CL, I actually got the perfect engine to do that with because it's missing the top end. Hey, there's Gordon. Hey, Gordon, what you doing, buddy? He's hanging out. He's such a cutie. He's a little cross-eyed cat. It's cute. So this is the perfect one to split cases on and start tearing apart. So this is kind of my test engine. And then over here, here's the engine that we'll probably end up using on the bike. Now, the guy said that it didn't shift. I'm not sure. They're hard to shift and stuff when they're out of the bike. So I'm not sure really what was going on there, but we have 2 engines. This is a complete one right here. We've got all the covers, we've got all that. But this would be kind of a big series, and that would be that would challenge, and that would be learning more, and that's really what I want to keep doing. So we're gonna dive into that eventually, but right now I'm just staring at all of these parts that need to be dealt with. So one thing at a time. Engine work is not something that I do a ton of. So, hey Richard, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. I really, really do appreciate the support. I think we got these badges cleaned up. Got all this gunk off of that one. Just got to keep working this one. Awesome, man. People are like saying, oh, we got to talk together. We got to connect. That's what it's all about, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is fun. This is fun. So yeah, guys, this is all kind of a work in progress. But one of the other comments that I do get on my videos a lot is that people do appreciate me showing everything. So what better way to show everything than going live? I mean, this is like, if you want to get into rebuilding one of these bikes to the level that I go at it, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of doing this. You know, watching some Netflix or listening to some podcasts. Yeah, Roger, that's what I was thinking too. The bent fork selector. Yep. I know where it is, and I know how to get at it. I just never done it before. I've just never done it before. So that would be it. But who knows? I mean, the guy that I got it from was a relatively young person. Not to say he didn't know what was going on, but the bike was in. You know, you could kind of tell that the guy got into it. And so yeah, thanks, Richard. Have a great one. Time, money, and patience. You nailed it, Tula. But the guy that I got the 70CL from was relatively young. He had a couple of really nice Honda bikes that he had kind of worked on and stuff. So I think he had experience. But this is a pretty daunting project, you know, to go diving into. So I was just like, hey, I'll take it off your hands. I'm all good. Sorry about the kitty wampus. Got all kind of tilty there. Hope you guys didn't get seasick or anything. Let's go like that. Where's the one I was working on? Here it is. Almost done with this. But I'm enjoying the chat. Yeah, and it's cool too, because I'm starting to recognize some of your names and stuff too, as they're popping up. I've seen a lot of you commenting on the videos and leaving your tips and tricks. So yeah, we got a little kind of group coming, and it'll grow over time. I'm really not worried about it. The only reason I even started doing this was based off of frustration. I was really frustrated when I was working on my 70, my first bike, that there were no videos. Like there were the standard videos, you know, the common motor ones, the ones that we all know about. But all the details, like if I had a question about something really specific, there was no content out there for it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna film everything, and then they'll be out there. It was mostly just out of my own frustration of not having that content out there. That was the biggest thing. So now it's there, and now it's just an evergreen piece of content that is optimized really well, I think, for search. It's a couple of those videos have really blown up. Like the chrome polishing video's got, what is it, almost 300,000 views now. The chrome spray paint video went freaking crazy. That is just how this stuff works. That chrome, I don't know if you guys know what video I'm talking about, but it's the chrome spray paint video. And it was a bullshit video, honestly. Like, it was the one video of those 205 videos that I made that I really didn't care. you know, I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna spray paint this stuff and whatever, kind of move on. I knew deep down I was gonna order new parts and all that. It was just kind of a throwaway video, but then that damn thing just took off, and like people just light me up on the comments on that one. But you know what? Negative comments and stuff help engagement rate. So I think like because people were just tearing me apart in that video, that reflected as a strong engagement rate. So YouTube just keeps sending it out. And also chrome spray paint is a pretty popular search that people have too. But those are my two most popular by far. Then from there it's like 300,000, 250,000 views. And then it drops to like 4,000 views. And then there's a bunch of them that I made that, you know, have 100 views. So nobody's searching for them. There's no demand for them. But they will be there in the, you know, situation that somebody needs that. All right, so I need to find my dental pick. Let me find my dental pick. My trusty dental pick. And this is going to help me with the rest of my process. All right, these things, guys, dental picks. Love them, love them, love them. They are a godsend. So we're going to keep going. Let's see what we can do here. All right, dental pick should just scrape off this old paint. Usually it'll just chip out of here. It's usually so flaky. Yeah. See how it just kind of cracks? I should have my safety goggles on though. Got my glasses on, but it's an embossed piece, which makes it really easy to paint, honestly. So this is all going to get repainted white. But here, I mean, this is what it is. This is what it is, guys. I mean, there's nothing, you know, thrilling about what I'm doing right now. But if you want to do a good job, this is what it takes. You know, it's all detail. You know, and I'm really big into the details on all this stuff. Tula Tom, I'm glad you appreciate it, man. You've been awesome throughout this whole thing, man. When you get your bike going, let me know. And we will meet up someplace outside of Ann Arbor. Tula Tom's another fellow Michigander. Just down the road. He's working on, I forget the year of the one you're working on, man. Forget the year. My big news, guys, is I gotta actually have a little bit of a lead on a bike as well. Somebody told me that somebody in my circle of people have what was it? A 63 Honda. It wasn't a Dream. It was, god darn it, what was it called? Anyway, it's an old 60s one that I would love to get my hands on and buy. So that could be it. What I have found is that I really like pre-70 bikes. I just love, yeah, this stuff's just chipping right out of here now. We're getting all the old white out. And then we can refill it. We might be able to do that tonight yet. That'd be kind of fun. Just to restore the badges. I'd be game for that. So this one little chunk here is being a little stubborn. So I got everything we need to be able to do that. 72 CB350 K4. You know people are serious when they throw the K number in on everything. Frame's going to be bead blasted this week. So you're going powder coat. Good for you, man. Good for you. Do you care, do you mind, actually, telling me what kind of an estimate you got for powder coating? That might be useful to some people. Only if you want to. I totally understand if you don't. Because I have considered it. The only reason why I haven't done it is because the bikes didn't come powder coated. But I 100% get it. Like that'd be bulletproof in that sense. All right, got all the white off. Boom. All the white is gone, and this one doesn't have any black paint on it. This one has a bunch of black paint on it. So that's that. I'm going to give this one a little dunk into the soapy water. See if I can get this going on. God, this is so much fun. I'm really enjoying this. It's just calm, right? It's just kind of peace calm. Bead blasting. 50 to 75 for the frame. 125 for the frame. So you're getting that thing bead blasted and powder coated for like $200? Am I reading that right? That's totally worth it. That is totally worth it, man. I would actually consider doing that. Maybe not on this bike, but in the future, I definitely would do that on a particular build. Ooh, I got some black paint kind of down in here that I got to get at. Got a little bit of black paint. Back over to the table. Clean this up. And let's get that black paint off of here. It's all kind of down in here. I always thought that in another life, that I would be a dentist. That could be why I like the dental picks so much. I just really like the dentist. Yeah, that's way cheaper than what I thought it was going to be, Tula. Way cheaper than what I thought it was going to be. Oh, right, as you kind of get into all those other parts. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, but shoot, man, for the frame and the other parts, it's got to be even cheaper than that. So, man, you could probably do a whole bike for what, probably $350, all powder coated? That's pretty cool. I can totally get into that. That's doable. Depends on the bike for me, I guess. I won't be doing it on this one, because this is the budget build, okay? I'm really trying to make this a budget build. AKA, I spent way too much money on the 1972. Like a ridiculous amount of money. But I love that bike. It's freaking cool as hell. Alright. Here we go. Just got a little bit of white paint around one more edge here. Use my pick. Let's get that out of there. Being real thorough, and then we can kind of dive in and maybe do some painting tonight. That'd be pretty cool. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so there's that. All right, now, whoops. Now we can keep moving on over here. Okay, and now we find paint. Paint and syringes. Or what I really like to use. So, let's get this out. Let's go to the right camera here at least. There we go. See what I got in the basket of goodies. I've got all my manuals all sitting here. Oh, what did I do with all of my sandpaper? Okay, there are my syringes. These are not for bad things. These are just dull kind of arts and crafts ones. Okay, got that. I'll take a couple of these. Okay, these are just really cheap syringes that you can get off eBay or Amazon, excuse me. And then I want to find, here's all my sandpaper. Brian was looking for sandpaper, and let there be sandpaper. Wonderful. All right, so we've got that. Now I got to find the paint. Okay, so my paint is going to be in here. And I got my white paint, So I'm good there. And some thinner. And we can do the white first. And then I think I have a black pen that I can do some of the black with. So I think it'll totally work. I'm going to do that. Boom. Oh, wrong camera. Looking at stuff upside down here today, guys. So, let's take a look at this badge. Let's see if I can give you a really good look at this. There we go. That's better. That's better. Alright, so this is all nice and cleaned up. Looking at my reference, I need to do the outside of the numbering white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake my paint. I'm going to shake our paint. Grab a new tip. And do it. Build a DIY powder coating oven. Where the hell would we put that? Sounds cool though. I need to learn how to weld. It seems like everything that I'm running into that I need to do has to do with knowing how to weld. I think that's really important. Okay, this is just a kind of a tester's model paint. Alright, I found that this stuff works pretty darn well. To do this, I'm going to grab, I shouldn't need very much, so I might actually grab one of the smaller ones, because I don't need much, because I'm actually just going to be doing the outside edge on this. Let's see, can I get away with the smaller bit? I'm not sure, but anyway, give you a look at this. This is the challenge of going live, is making sure my hands aren't in the way. But let's go ahead and pull a little bit of paint in. So there we go. All right, white paint. Nothing terrible. Nothing dangerous, although if you did do something with this, you'd probably die. Don't want to do that. But basically, piece down flat. Okay. And I just slowly, with really light pressure, really like super light pressure on the syringe, work it into the grooves. When things are embossed like this, it's very easy to repaint. I just love this method. And don't worry, like if you go over the edge, see how I went over the edge here just a little bit? I can't pick it up right now, okay? That'll just flake right off. But here, I'm just lightly putting in a little bit of pressure on it. And we're going to paint this up. And just kind of move it around. This is an off-white paint. It's like that. You just want to fill it in, guys. That's all we're doing. Be real slow, be really deliberate, be really patient. And again, there's a whole video on my YouTube channel about doing this, but it's kind of fun just to do live. And there I'm blocking your view again. You know, I should switch this camera to the other side because I am right-handed. And that's going to be out of my way if it's on my right side. See, I'm learning things. I'm always learning things. I love it. All right. Let's go down there. Ooh, there I got kind of messy there, but that's okay. Again, that'll all kind of peel right off after it dries. I can just use my dental pick. Again, just real light pressure. I'm not pushing a lot of product in here. I'm just getting enough to kind of fill this all in. Bam. We'll do our insides of our numbers. This one has a chrome kind of outer ring around the letters, which is great. That's okay. There's a little bit of bleed over, but again, that'll flake right off. Don't worry about it. I get real quiet when I paint. Enamel or acrylic? That's a good question. My God, that print is small on here. My God. It is... I mean, it's Testers Corporation. Flat, white. Guys, I cannot read this. I'll have to Google it. I don't know. I can't read it. It's so damn small. Enamel. It's enamel. It's an enamel. I'll also just clear coat on it too when we're done. It's held up really well on my other builds. So yeah, there we go. That's all there is to that. I'm just going to put this back in here so it doesn't dry. Put it back in the sleeve. And hopefully I can get to this other one tonight. And then I've got a little bit of black paint primer, kind of a touch-up kit. Shake this up really good. And what I like about this one is it's got a kind of a little pen on it. So that can be nice. Clean that pen off. Now we can go ahead and do this. You know, don't overthink it, guys. Just go for it. Just pushing a little bit of product in, and then I can kind of move it around. And then you also kind of want to look at the depth of the paint, you know, to make sure that there's not like spots in it. But yeah, whew, this looks great already. Start down here. Let's work my way around. And even if you do go up over the edge, now you just don't want to go and bleed into the white. But if you go over the edge, you can just, once it's dry, you can, it just comes right off. Kind of flakes right off. It's really nice. Boom. It's got a couple little white specks on that. Man, this looks amazing. I'm loving this. Loving this. Stuff dries pretty quick too. Yeah, oh, 100% Tuliton. That acrylic enamel thing, and also with the lacquer, got to be really careful with the lacquer. But that's all there is to it, guys. I think that looks pretty darn good. Let me give you a close look at this. So I got a couple little white specks on that I need to clean up. But I would say that compared to what it was, or here's kind of what it was, I'd say that's a step in the right direction, guys. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Love it. So yeah, I'm going to put this in a safe spot. And then again, those little white pieces, take your dental pick. It'll come right off of there. I actually need just a little bit more white in a couple spots now that everything is kind of settled out. I'm going to go in here. Fill it up just a little bit. Need a little bit more right there. Just trying to look at it. I'm trying to get right over the top of it right now. To do that, I think that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and move this one to a safer location. Not drop it. That would be a plus. Let's do the other one. I mean, is this the most thrilling live stream ever? There's not much you can really do on the orange part, Tula. The only thing I have done to that is when they're kind of foggy, is just use some rubbing compound and just compound it out and then polish it to get it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to look great. I agree. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. That was disgusting. This one's a little bit trashier. Actually, there could be a little bit more black painting that I need to do on this one. What should I do here? So this one had black behind here. I kind of like it with the chrome. I kind of want to just clean off that as good as I can and just leave it with the chrome. As long as I don't scratch it up too bad. I think that might be the way to go. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because otherwise I could go around everything with black. See, it's just different. It's just different. I think it might look cool with black. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to leave well enough alone for, oh God. I'm going to leave well enough alone for right now. Set that one aside. And get onto this other one. I'm going to leave well enough alone. Don't overthink it. Just keep moving forward. Try to get as much of the old paint off that you can. Go from there. You know, if we accomplish anything tonight, I think restoring a couple old badges be pretty good. I'm a little trying to think if I could do a little bit of a paint thinner on this part here to clean that up. I'm gonna go grab just a few Q-tips. It's kind of worth a try, I think, to see, because I do have a paint thinner right here. Let's see if I can get this off. It might. It's not really doing, well, it's doing a little bit, but I mean, it is taking it off. I wonder if acetone might be a better thing. I definitely don't want to use like aircraft stripper or anything on it. That'd be a little too aggressive, I think. A little too aggressive. Let's focus on the lettering. Let's just do that. This is thrilling, guys. What kind of videos would you guys like to see? Like, what are you lacking? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of out of ideas. Well, not totally out of ideas. I probably got about a dozen videos or so that I'm like, yeah, that'd be a good one to do. That'd be a good one to do. If you got ideas, I am all ears. Okay, all right. That might be worth a try, Chula. Yeah, this stuff isn't flaking off nearly as nice. But honestly, I'm really not that worried about it either, though. Because it's not up on the top end here. It actually looks pretty clean. I might be able to just paint right over this, guys. I might be able to just paint right over this. Seems like I'm always making things more complicated than they need to be. Give this a quick dunk. Give it a quick wash. Man, that water is still warm. How long have I been streaming? An hour or so? It's kind of fun. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it. Honestly. I'm just going to paint it. Because if one thing's for sure, is that this paint is not wanting to really come off. So it's a good seal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all flaking apart like that white stuff. This black paint's actually on there. Like, it's on there. And then I could just work. Doesn't look like there's really any black on this outer ring here. So I think I can just go ahead and do my white paint again on this. And then we can kind of move on with our lives and stop thinking about it. Truing my own wheels. Oh, yeah, that would be a good one. Truing my own wheels. That would be a good one. And yeah, I would have to make sure I get that right. Every time I see a new video out there about truing wheels, I always check it. Oh, guys, sorry, got to change the camera. There we go. But boy, does that get me paranoid. Gets me really paranoid. Okay, so we got white on the outer edge. Well, at the end of the day, I think we're going to have two pretty good looking badges. Not two side covers, but I didn't think I'd get into painting badges, but then we just kind of ran into stuff not quite cleaning up the way that I thought it was going to. Yeah, pretty bad. I love applying paint like this, though. It just makes it so easy. Like, look how fast that I'm able to go. Like, I don't want to get cocky now. Be like, oh yeah, look how fast I can paint this. But man, you can just move really quickly. And just a little bit more down in here. Basically just fill in the trough, kind of, you know. A little bit more up in here. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and do our inside of our O. I'm leaning towards the rhino lining stuff, man. Save that $1,000 each bike? What do you mean, Tula? What do you mean? Need just a little bit more paint. Not much. Just a little bit more. What do you mean, Tula? $1,000 a bike? I think like just basic parts, I think like it's about $1,000. If you're gonna restore one for like safety and to make sure that everything is, you know, operating and seals and fork seals and all that good stuff, I think it's probably about $1,000. Might be a little bit more though. Might be a little bit more. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out. I looked over, we had like 10 people watching for a little while. That's pretty darn cool. 4? You guys are the hardcore ones. I love it. Oh, yeah. Truing the wheels. That's the most expensive part. That is the most expensive part on each of my builds. The 70 and the 72, man. Yeah, I had them true the wheels. Install. If you respoke it yourself, you can save a little bit of money, and then you bring it to them to respoke it. Yeah, the first one, I had them do everything. I didn't even bother with spoking it. I had them do everything, install new rim strips, install new tires, truing, all of that. And yeah, that was like $1,000. I was like, oh Jesus, I only paid $1,200 for the bike. But I know those wheels are rock solid and they look freaking great. The other one, I think I saved about $250 by spoking them myself. But I didn't true them myself. I just brought them there and I was like, hey, I did this. Will you finish it? And they're really cool guys. That's Harrison Motorcycle. Really nice guys. Old school motorcycle shop. Harrison Motorcycle Service. They got my business if I ever need stuff done. But for the most part, I should be able to handle most anything that I need to do. This is going quick. It's going to look okay. Oh, I missed one little part on the white. I got to go in there and get that. Shoot. This little black touch-up tube has lasted me forever. It was like $6. It's like the most useful thing because you can just do touch-up on everything. You've got really good control of the paint. Just like that. And I just got to go inside there. And I missed on the 5. You guys should have said something about that, guys. Come on. Yeah, me too, Andrew. I freaking, this is a blast. Good people, good chat, good topics. And the other thing is we're all learning from each other, right? Like, I have never claimed to be an expert on any of this. You know, I'm just feeling my way through all this stuff. Oh, this is that's a tough little channel to get right here. I'll have to scrape that, but that's going to be fine. That's a tight one right there. Add just a little bit more. After kind of the paint settles out, you might have to go back in and backfill just a little bit. Make sure you get that evenness going. But I think that looks pretty darn good to me. Clean that out. Put the cover on my paint. Still got to clean up the black just a little bit on the bottom side. And clean out my syringe. Just like that. And I think we're good. Fun to hang out, love chatting. Most people nowadays don't have the attention span to watch something like this. You're totally right, man. Yeah, for sure. This is a community thing for me, for sure. I like hanging out. Yeah, and honestly, it's even shorter than 20 minutes. I mean, the optimal length of a video is so short now. Even long form. I mean, I think that sweet spot's probably around 3 minutes. But anything else, it's really short. It's like 15 to 30 seconds now. Andrew, totally Roger. At my company, they're working on 45-second vids for products. Keep it under a minute, they say, or people won't watch it. Yep. Tula, I'm in the process of removing gasket material from the different parts of the engine. You guys want to share your gasket removal secrets with me? Time. Time. And yeah, don't use a metal scraper, I guess would be the other thing. Let's take a look at these. These look pretty good. Damn! Sometimes I even impress myself. Ooh, plastic razor blades. Didn't even know that was a thing. Look at that. Love how that orange, that amber kind of changes color as we kind of go through here. That's pretty cool. I'm loving that. Cool. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, I got to clean up. Got a mess. I've made a mess tonight, guys. And I also need to find a charger here real quick. So keep chatting, guys. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, guys. I think the badges came out great. I'm pretty excited about how those came out. Everything's looking pretty good. What else could we do tonight? What time is it? Oh, man. Holy crap, man. It's been 2 hours already. Holy crap. Yeah, what else could we even really do? It's getting late. I should probably go to bed, to be quite honest with you. But I think we did okay tonight, guys. I think we did okay. I've done enough painting videos. We didn't really do too great on these side covers. They're a little too far gone, I think. Even the wet sand definitely worked. Yeah, so that's great. But yeah, they're just a little too far gone. They're gonna get rhino lined, is what's gonna happen, guys. I think that's what's gonna happen. Let's see, Tula. Get yourself a couple of shop stones and a quart of oil. Shop stones. That's a really good tip, Andrew. I like that one. Yeah, when I was removing them, I only really had luck. Heat worked. Got the heat gun out. Sharp plastic scraper. I used Goo Gone. Goo Gone I had good results with, but I had to get it hot, and I had to let that stuff sit. And that's what worked the best for me. Soap stones. Shop stones. Soap stones. Shop stones. Well, which is it? Soap stones. Did I say shop stones? Soap stones? Whatever, guys. It's almost midnight. I'm tired. Keep them oiled and they work great. Maybe that'll be a future video. Maybe that's something that we can do. That'd be kind of fun. I'm all in. Ooh. Knocking stuff all over. Guys, I think I'm going to call it, man. I'm getting tired. You guys just keep on rocking here, guys. I hope you guys exchange contact info and start communicating. I'm kind of thinking I'm building up a little website right now as well to kind of host all the videos, host all the photos, just host all this stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll do a little forum or a little messenger or something built into it. Oh, sorry, Andrew. Soapstones. It's soapstones. All good. Guys, let's call it. I hope you had fun. I had a blast. I thought this was really fun. And at the end of the day, we may have failed on the covers, but I think we were successful in restoring these engine emblems, or the side cover emblems. I feel good about it. I feel really good about it, actually. All good. Tula, good to see you. Andrew, very cool. Thank you for stopping by. Roger, you're rocking it. There's so many people on here. Roger was killing it. Andrew's killing it. We had some other people here early. We had peak viewers around 10 to 12, I think. I'll have to look at the stats afterward. Nick also hung out for a little while. I appreciate that, man. He does some great work, video stuff as well, man. Richard hung out as well. So, guys, this is a lot of fun. I'll try to keep doing this stuff. And again, if you have recommendations, if you want to see a particular video, you're like, hey, Brian, you never really explained that very well, let me know. Okay, I'll make a video about it. Need some inspiration, but I love the live stream. So, guys, that's it for tonight. Okay, if you want to support the channel, go check the description in the videos. Most importantly, please subscribe. And if you want to help, one of the best things you could do, honestly, is just to share the videos. If you're out in CB350 forums or Honda forums and somebody's asking a question, drop a link to one of my videos and try to get there. Thanks Andrew. We made a little bit of progress. It's one piece at a time, but yeah, share the videos, guys. Thanks so much. This is so much fun, and we'll see you next time.